Thank you for watching Scary Bear Attacks. If you like this episode, please remember to hit the like button and leave a comment or two, then subscribe and click on the bell to receive notifications of whenever we release new videos. Also, please remember to share them to your social media. Letting out a high-pitched mew, the elk hunter searched the brush for a response. It had been a slow day hunting, but something was creeping around in the willows below him. It seemed to move each time he used his elk call, so he hoped it was homing in on him. He was positioning himself for a shot after letting out another mew on his elk call. The bushes wagged as a very large animal pushed its way through the brush. Readying himself, he flipped the safety on his rifle off in anticipation. One last violent shake rattled the bush just before a large grizzly bear stepped out, followed by 2 cubs from this year. The hunter raised his rifle just before seeing the angry sow's head drop before she took the first of only a few leaps toward him. Welcome back to Scary Bear Attacks. Fort Steele lies in the East Kootenays region of southeastern British Columbia, where jagged peaks and ravines carve the land. The area has a mild continental climate with cold, snowy winters, wet springs and falls, and warm but mild summers. Conifer forests dominate the slope with Engelmann spruce, subalpine fir, and western larch stretching upward. Understories host huckleberry, saskatoon, and beargrass, as willows fringe the creek banks, and shrubs like thimbleberry and twinberry bristle along waterways. Big game roam these hills and include elk, mule deer, moose, and mountain goats. Predators include wolves, wolverines, cougars, and of course, grizzly and black bears. Game trails were blazed a long time ago by forest animals to resources and bedding areas, but humans use these trails as well. On Thursday, October 2nd, 2025, an experienced elk hunter whom we'll call Jerry adventured into the forest in pursuit of his favorite game. He packed his rifle and ammo, as well as snacks, water, and elk bugles. Using elk calls gives hunters an advantage that spot-and-stalk hunting does not. It is a method involving vocal mimicry to entice bulls and cows to give away their location or come out of cover toward your location. It is unknown whether he carried bear spray or other deterrents. No dog is reported to have been present. His decision to use an elk call in bear country introduced risk, though he had done it often on prior hunts. Mimicking an angry bull or a lost cow looking for company not only works to attract elk. Predators that stalk elk have been known to hone in on the bugles and mews from elk, and if a human is making them, they may bring in a hungry bear instead of their intended prey. Given that Jerry was from the area, he had undoubtedly heard of the several grizzly bear attacks in the past. In hunting seasons around Fort Steele and the Columbia Mountains, a few precedent maulings had been documented, mostly defensive attacks by sows protecting cubs. In 2018, a hunter in the interior was surprised by a sow that had bedded less than 100 meters ahead, and with no visual buffer, the bear attacked before the human could react. In 2022, a similar backcountry calling session near Revelstoke prompted a warning bulletin after a hiker spotted a bear before quickly retreating. Conservation officers in these regions have increasingly emphasized avoiding elk calling in dense terrain. As Jerry settled into the brush along a saddle, his eyes fixed on a distant timberline. Reaching into his pants pocket, he retrieved his elk call and slipped it into his mouth. Letting out a few gentle mews, he did his best to mimic a lonely cow elk looking for a nearby bull. Watching the hillside, his eyes searched for any motion as his ears waited to hear a reply. As he waited, Jerry noticed a few bushes jostling a short distance away from him, so he let out another mew. The animal in the bush seemed to respond to the call and headed toward him through the brush. A little over 30 yards away, a sow emerged, stepping forward as her cubs, small but alert, hung back. The hunter, surprised, brought up his rifle, but as he searched for a shot, the bear began bounding toward him. He fired one defensive shot before the bear slammed him to the ground. If the shot he fired struck the sow, she showed no signs of it. She swatted Jerry to the ground and pressed him flat beneath her bulk and power. Raining down swats and bites from above the man, she tore gashes and punched holes in his flesh at any place she could contact. After several seconds of unrelenting violence, the sow seemed to tire and took a few steps backward. As Jerry waited for a renewed attack from her, he could hear the cubs growling and squealing from the brush several yards away. It seemed as if the sow was blinded by rage at the sight of the man, and the cubs' growls brought her back to sanity. The sow trotted back over to her cubs and ensured they were unhurt. Turning back toward the brush, she led them away and left Jerry battered, bruised and bloodied, but breathing. Jerry was severely wounded and was in critical condition. It isn't clear how he managed to get help, but only that he was airlifted to Kelowna General Hospital, where he remains hospitalized and unable to speak due to the seriousness of the injuries inflicted during the attack. Conservation officers arrived hours after the attack to confirm if the sow was injured or not. They didn't want to leave a wounded bear in the wilderness, as she may be even more dangerous than before. A drone with FLIR scoured the area without success, and helicopter flights flew low across ridges as ground patrols combed for tracks, scat, and blood. After searching for evidence of the sow's injury for 2 days, the search was called off as no fresh bear sign emerged. Evidence suggests that the bear left the zone swiftly, perhaps spooked by the voices of first responders, the sound of helicopters or drones, or the scent of so many people. As for the sow's motives in attacking Jerry, she was clearly motivated by her motherly instincts to protect her cubs. There was no cached animal carcass nearby, and she did not linger near Jerry after wounding him, limiting the possibility of a predatory attack motive. She was simply defending herself and her cubs from a perceived threat. Speaking of cubs, our Cub Cheer membership on Patreon, linked below, will give you ad-free early access to episodes, photos, and notes. And the $3 per month goes a long way in helping me continue to produce educational and entertaining content like this. The province of British Columbia covers about 364,000 square miles and hosts somewhere between 10,000 and 13,000 grizzly bears over its territory. This is a bear population density of 1 grizzly bear per 8 to 19 square miles in the East Kootenays, where this attack occurred. The BC government records an average of 0 to 2 fatal or serious grizzly bear attacks each decade in southern zones like the Kootenays. Most of those are defensive encounters, with sows instinctively defending their cubs from a perceived threat, and most occur in the fall during hyperphagia. After reviewing the facts surrounding this episode, I'm left with a few questions for you. Do you think it's possible that the sow broke off the attack due to the effects of being struck by the bullet fired by Jerry? Do you think drones equipped with FLIR cameras are sufficient, or should the authorities have used hounds to track the bears? Would you use an elk call if you were hunting in bear country? I think I'd give it a try. I will gladly read and reply to your thoughts, so post them in the comments section below, and let's talk about it. Thank you for watching Scary Bear Attacks. If you've enjoyed this episode, please consider clicking on the like button and clicking on the bell icon. We'll help you know when we post our new episodes. Posting our video links to your social media profiles furthers awareness, and it's fun. We slashed our prices in our merch store, linked below, so check out the bargains there while you shop. As a member of our human community, remember to adventure bravely and be careful out there, especially in bear country.